Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ben from Powerful Eyes Gaming, and today we're back for our Friday episode. As I said in our last episode, episode 7, so this should be episode 8. We did a little bit of a time lapse. Things got a little ridiculous. I ended up saving I think I saved about 150,000, and I tried to buy just Upper Louisiana with 150,000 gold. And what ended up happening was France just flat out rejected my offer. So they have one ally, Spain. We have, actually, I don't think we have any allies. So if we are going to do this, I need to start making alliances with certain people. I'm going to request an alliance with Spain. Okay. Actually, let me try Great Britain first. Oop! That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, phew. I'm going to go ahead and open up an alliance with the Martha Confederacy. I'm going to offer them 10,000 for an alliance. Yeah, I can accept that. Ottomans, no. Russia, yes, I'm going to try and get an alliance with you. Western Alliance. Alright, fine. So we've got a whole bunch of alliances with friendly nations. I'm going to try to get just a trade agreement with Norway. Really? Trade. I'll offer you money. Okay, I won't take that, but I'll offer you... How's that? They want a military alliance. I can't do that. Can we just do trade for that much? There we go. Press trade. Alright, well, whatever. What am I looking at in trade? National summary, we're getting about 23,000, a little over 20,000 per turn. So we build up quite the stockpile of cash relatively quickly. I recruit. Okay, so I did recruit the new U.S. Marines. Also, I've started work here in Pennsylvania on our new Presidential Guard Army. But beyond that, we don't really have, there's not too much to report. So we are at a bit of a crossroads, ladies and gentlemen. We can either build up another army, and, then push across and break through and attack France, take Upper and Lower Louisiana, and then move on to a war with Spain. I think if I'm going to have a war with Spain, it's going to have to start in like the 1830s, simply because right now, my home defenses are, how shall we say, somewhat lacking. while we have these little armies deployed, in each of the capitals, and they are all relatively, in relative close proximity to each other, we have no navy. Um, we have Marines, but they can't really do much for us. Let me actually check on something. Okay, Richmond. Richmond. Come over here to military technology. 20 turns, 18 turns. Oh God. Another thing that happened is down here, unfortunately, in Florida, in the Cherokee and in the Kaintuck territories. In the Cherokee territory, unfortunately, the building that I wanted to keep, the native building that I wanted to keep here, and to a degree still is, limiting the population growth in the territory. So I actually had to demolish it and build up a European-esque building. As much as I really wanted to keep like one of the native buildings intact in each of the old native provinces, I do not see how that is reasonably possible anymore. I'm looking at this and I see, oh wait, this wasn't supposed to be a commercial basin. That is unfortunate. That was not supposed to be a commercial basin. Pretty much everywhere that had towns or cities growing, those are all finished. But yeah, in the Cherokee territory, there's supposed to be a village that should be growing right now, and it is not. So, unfortunately, I had to go, okay, well, okay, Florida's also got a village that should be growing that is not growing. Oh, down here. Okay, well, I'm going to keep taxing these populaces because there is no real way for me to stop that. So for right now, I think I'm just going to do 2 more turns of build up, see if maybe I can get France to go for a deal involving first Upper Louisiana. If that happens, then this will be a very short episode, and you'll have another episode out on Sunday that will be us either taking Lower Louisiana or us once again taking 2 turns of build-up and then taking Lower Louisiana by peaceful means. Spain is getting. It appears that Spain has become very overextended. They have no troops down here. Let's see how things are going in Europe. Well, this explains why France no longer doesn't want to give up its territory in the U.S. Wow. Okay, that is shocking. We may actually destroy France if we take these territories. Okay, well, they have 2 more territories down here. But Spain seems to be getting very overextended. They seem to lack any kind of, ability to just go, oh, we're going to deploy troops here and keep a presence here. No, they really can't. I think Texas and New Mexico will fall relatively easily. Mexico might be a tricky fight for us, but I doubt that it will be too difficult of a fight. The other thing we need to do is we need to start recruiting a navy. So I'm going to start, since we have the opportunity, I'm going to start by recruiting our first since we have the money right now, I'm going to start by recruiting our first heavy first rate, which will be called the George Washington, and our 2 second rates. Oh, okay, hang on. How much money do I need for that? Can I just recruit the 2 second rates? I can recruit the 2 second rates, or I could recruit the heavy first rate. Ooh, I could probably recruit Constitution. Can I recruit? How much is... Wow, okay. You know what? I'm gonna save recruiting naval units for next turn. Let me actually just quick look to make sure that if anything is recruiting, it's nothing, you know, like no huge army is being recruited. Because that would just be... Oh, New York. Right. So, as you guys can see, I do have a lot more of these little defense forces all built up now. New York has become basically my breeding ground for all of the defense forces, because Philadelphia and Boston are both now like my primary military production centers. So I can churn out huge numbers of troops from here. And I would really have, you know, it's very difficult to stand against it. As you guys also know, we have the VMI cadets down here, along with a section of VMI artillery. So anybody from VMI, that is your little shout out in this video. We also have to, we still have not figured out how to get the Michigan territory from Denmark. Denmark is at war with Sweden, and I really just don't know. Are they winning that war? Are they losing that war? I don't really know how things are going for Sweden over here. Ooh. Norway might lose its capital region. Danish rebels. Oh! Well, that is a surprise. I did not see that coming. Denmark's in absolutely no position to deal with like a legitimate army. Wow, that's actually kind of concerning. Okay. Well, we might be taking this next turn. We might be taking that next turn. Okay, so let's just hurry up and get on with ending this turn, because if we keep sitting here, this is going to be a video of just me talking. Okay, so next turn.
What further service do you require?
I'm now going to be watching the Michigan territory like a hawk, because the moment that either turns to a rebel territory or, you know, just becomes non-affiliated territory with anybody, just becomes like a blank territory, I'm going like straight in. Because there's no way I am passing up the prospect of being able to gain Michigan without having to fight a European power. So I guess there is some productivity coming out of this army over here. Good God, are the Ottomans just like expanding everywhere? I kind of want to go look over in Europe and go check that out again. But I'll do that. I'll do that once everything's all settled at home. I need to be focusing on what I need to be focusing on France and Spain right now. I had a friend of mine who is watching the series ask me a question about what my plans are for getting involved in anything in Europe. And I bet you that's probably a question that some of you who are thinking about this from a historical perspective probably have as well. I don't plan to do anything in Europe. I do have a policy, however, of if major European nations declare war on me 3 times or more, I can and will I can and will invade their home territory. I described it to a friend of mine as fool me, invade me once, shame on you, on me. Invade me twice, shame on you. Invade me 3 times, I take your capital. He got some amusement out of that. So we are pretty much set for this turn. Classical University is here. There's a college in Richmond. None of these really need to be upgraded. I guess I could upgrade it to a modern university. But I don't know if... Yeah, no, Philly can't handle the stress right now of having that, of dealing with that. We're going to send those troops to Philly. The Marines are going to come down here.
Any further orders?
This is Philadelphia's defense force. Oh, as a side note in all of this, I am doing, for my own amusement, I'm also doing a similar playthrough just privately on my own computer, on my own time. One of the things that I've been noticing is nations like Spain around mid to late game become really like hyper aggressive over, you know, we want territories X, Y, and Z. I'm actually going to jack up the taxes a little bit because everything here seems to be expanding at a pretty alarming rate. It's probably smart that I just get ahead of that a little bit. Right, I'm going to burn that to the ground and burn that to the ground because I'm going to need the food. I'm going to need to start upgrading that for more food next turn. But by late game, the European powers become like overly aggressive, like to the point where it starts becoming excessive. And one of the things that my friend noticed was that if you counter attack them a couple of times, their response is, okay, so you countered us a couple of times, now we want peace. If you humiliate them in battle a couple of times, they start suing for peace, and they start demanding that you give them peace. And really the easiest way to essentially beat them in the campaign is to get them to the point where they're suing for peace every turn and then just refuse them peace. Just continuously refuse them peace until you have taken what you wanted and what you feel you needed and or deserved, and then press on. So go on and leave them be for a bit. I'm actually going to start recruiting my next unit, my next army. One thing that I haven't done yet, but I'm planning on changing in the descriptions of a couple of the videos, is we have 24-pound foot artillery. We have the ability to produce that. And it's kind of annoying when you can't quite just churn out the latest and greatest in military technology simply because you said, oh, we're gonna have 12 units of light artillery, and it's gonna be 6 pound. It's gonna be 12-pound cannon. When I didn't quite realize, I didn't do enough of my own research on this to really figure out. Hang on, I gotta figure out which unit of light infantry I'm going to recruit for this army. I might actually have to go down south too. Okay, gonna do that. We're gonna do a unit of Oregon's Provisional Rifle Corps. What else do I have? 2 units of Rangers. I should have 2 units of Pennsylvania Rifles. Yep, that's 4. And there's going to be 5. What else do I have? Do I not have... Okay, hang on. I know I have light infantry in every army. Okay, so this army has 2 units of Rangers. 2 units of Rangers. This army up here has the Pennsylvania Rifles. What does this army over here have? Marion's Rangers. 2 units of Marion's Rangers. 2, 6. Alright. So this is 7. Right? We're going to go across. We're going to come here to Pennsylvania. We're going to go long rifleman, I guess, would be. Yeah. So there's 8. We've got a unit of cavalry. We're going to do 4th Continental Light Dragoons, because we can only have 3 of them. And then we're going to do 2 units of Dragoons. A 24-pound howitzer. And a general's bodyguard. Now, this army, well, first, this army in Maryland will move here. This army will move to Maryland. What's in Philadelphia will start recruiting. New York, going to do 2 of those, 1 of those. We have a 24-pound howitzer. And yeah, I guess we will just stick with it. I mean, we've got to decide that, and if you guys have, you know, your own feelings about that, please let me know. I would, however, like to kind of, you know, keep it almost logical in a sense, because when you have this kind of technology, you kind of want to move from the old. So these 12-pounders, in my opinion, at this point, are kind of the old-style guns. But for now, I will just have the army just continue recruiting the 12-pounders for the sake of argument. Just to kind of keep things towards the storyline. So there's 2 12-pounders there. Alright, there's... Oh, I didn't quite need that many. Actually, we can cancel that one up there. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artillery pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Need 2 more units of line infantry. 8 units of line infantry. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so 20 units in total. Actually, hang on. How many? Yes, that is. Okay, perfect. I'm going to take these units. I'm going to push them over to this plantation. Just kind of for now, because I want to be able to just quick click, bring them back. Okay, yeah. We're going to move on to the winter of 1820. And let's get on with it. On Mr. Spy. Okay, so Spy failed. That is unfortunate. I did not realize that he was still moving. Should have remembered that.
Your instructions?
So, probably one of the big deals that we're going to have to deal with is, again, France. And France is probably going to have to be dealt with through force of arms, which is unfortunate because I wanted to be able to do kind of a Louisiana Purchase. Feel a little bit closer to what actually happened. But I completely understand why the game, why if France has like 4 provinces left, and one of them is not their capital province, the game is kind of like, no, we are not selling these provinces. We need them. We need the provinces more than we need the money. That being said, I wish there was like a way, if you saved up enough money in like the early game, what you could do was you could flip. You could ask France to sell you Upper and Lower Louisiana for like a set amount of money, and then everything in Europe could just fall off the rails. Because that, to me, would be a lot more, I think, artistically satisfying, because the Louisiana Purchase was kind of the big deal for America. It was, oh, so we now have, all this territory that we're not conquering, but we're expanding into, that we're buying from other nations, that other nations are saying, oh, we don't need these territories, we need money. And America just kind of happens to, be able to satisfy their urge for money and their need for currency that is from an outside source. And, I guess what I really liked about the whole thing in history is, you see this huge period where America is like this new kid on the block. And then suddenly the new kid on the block is buying territory from empires that are older than, than civilized man. I'm making giant air quotes over here, but civilized man being in the Americas. And, they're just going, here's some money, we're taking this. And Europe is just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead, have it. It's all yours. So, I mean, I can understand though why you wouldn't quite do that in the campaign, in the story mode. It does take an element of, it makes it that you just have to save up and save up and save up. So I could literally just, let the Cherokee take over. I mean, I could have let the Cherokee in a lot of ways just take over, just fortified my line, and then let the Cherokee or Spain take over most of, the territory, and then start, expanding. But the issue for me is, I'm... Okay, infiltrate. Thank you. Virginia's on strike because... Yeah. Alright, we're gonna move you up to Philadelphia. Anything in Maryland? Okay, those two 12-pounders come up here. You come across and get back in Virginia. We are going to move you guys up to here. We're going to move you out. We're going to send you up towards here. Build that. Build that. You're going to send line infantry straight across. supposed to be straight across to Albany. These troops will come up here. Oh my god. Wow. Daniel Boone. Okay. I guess that's a thing. An artillery fort in Florida now. It's been upgraded. These missions are still successful. Actually, let me check on my government ministers. Navy minister, you're just not doing what you're not quite satisfying my needs. Alright. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually kind of good. Our opposition is failing. Our government popularity, is that going up or down? I actually can't tell. Is going down. Alright, we're gonna lower that back. I could hold an instant election, but, I mean, I guess I kind of want to give them a turn to kind of show the people that they're not actually as evil as they kind of think they are. So we're still raking in a good amount of money. This is actually really impressive. And also kind of concerning, because the fact that, I'm raking in this much money simply, even though I'm recruiting, whole new armies and assigning, troops to certain locations, I'm still gaining all of this money. Perfect. Okay. So that looks like it's at least defensible from France. We've got this army down here that's ready to go. So the moment we declare war on France, this army's just going to storm straight across and will occupy Lower Louisiana. What I'm going to do, just as a stopgap, is when that happens, I'm going to move troops from here directly into the fort. And I'm probably, Can I get troops up there? Yes, I actually can. Okay. I might actually... Here's the thing, with these defense forces, their original purpose for me is supposed to be, since I only have 4 armies, I can move, if these central territories are, very secure, I can move this entire force, maybe over to the coast. Or I can move this entire force out to one of these forts way out here on the fringes. What they're kind of becoming is almost like a constabulary force, like police almost, and that's a little concerning that I'm, I've got taxes up high enough that, my people are just like, kindly fuck you, sir. I'm gonna just move this whole thing right up to here. Okay, so we're still going on the up and up with the money. Virginia, it should be, Morgan's Provisional Rifle Corps. Okay, so we'll get Morgan's Provisional Rifle Corps, we'll send them up wherever they need to go. They're not recruiting anything. Boston is recruiting some things. 3-pound horse artillery. Ooh, actually, I can just merge that right there. Okay, that works. And we'll send them up here to that iron mine. Oh, that's perfect. Ooh. Oh, okay, hang on. I'm going to throw a settlement fortification here and up here in New England. because both of these territories are extremely important to me. Annapolis because that's where I've said my seat of power is going to be, and then Boston, because that is literally the gateway. Boston, Maine, and I guess the Port of New York, but the Port of New York can't exactly be fortified. I could, if I wanted to, and if I didn't kind of need the money to a degree, I probably should upgrade Philadelphia as well to make sure that nobody can just stomp into Philly and go, and this is mine now. I got the Smithsonian Building, Presidential Palace, and I've got an Army Staff College, which lets me recruit so much stuff. It's ridiculous how much this lets me recruit. Okay, so let's move on. We're going to go into the summer of 1821. When we decide to declare war on France, it will be in either the summer or winter of 1822. Just for the sake of, let's not destroy France like immediately. Let's give them a chance to go, okay, let's give ourselves a chance to build up some extra finances, throw them at France, and see if something sticks this time. I mean, they rejected me when I offered them $150,000. I doubt they're actually going to go for, like, $60,000 or $50,000 or even $90,000 anymore. I do, at this point, think we are going to probably have to declare war on France, which is why I broke my rule of no alliances with anybody, because France has Spain as an ally, and starting a war with, France and Spain simultaneously would be just devastating for us. We would not be able to sustain that war for any significant period of time. So, there is a level now, especially with this game, I now have to meticulously plan out every strategy that I'm going to take. Like, I'm building up forces. I'm going to have 2 armies up here, 2 armies down near Upper Louisiana, 2 armies down in Lower Louisiana. I'm probably going to pull most of my interior defense forces to the coastline to defend against, if Spain joins the war, to defend against a Spanish invasion. Which that's going to be a rough war if that's what happens. Okay, quicklime has been researched. Our army is still the same. Armchair General over here in New Haven. We're still good in France, and we are still good in the Michigan Territory. Alright, Morgan's Provisional Rifles. Let's bring you up to here.
Make ready. March. Immediate. March. Forward. For crown and country. At the ready. Anything more, sir? Your orders?
I'm going to just move them instead to Albany, just because I can. It's so much easier to do it that way. Okay, this army is going to come up here. I think that's about almost it. What am I missing? I should be missing 2 units. Perfect. Okay, so this General Golphin, I guess, is going to continue out here to Fort Raleigh. What I'm going to do is pull... I'm going to pull these Legion of the United States troops over here to Fort Providence. Because if war does break out between us and France, Fort Providence is going to be the front that France probably tries to break through on. I'm going to pull this force back up here. I could send some units there, but I'm not going to, actually. I'm going to just kind of situate my forces in such a way that, you know. So once the other army gets down here, we will begin preparations for the invasion of Lower and Upper Louisiana. We'll have Fort Providence standing guard, essentially. So we're still gaining over 20,000 per turn. Wow, that's actually kind of impressive. We're actually gaining quite a bit. So Fort Frederick is also probably going to become another front line. Fort Raleigh, Fort Frederick, Fort Providence will all become front lines in this war. Fort Garry and Fort Pitt will probably won't be, you know, they probably won't have that much of a struggle, simply because there's only one army down in Lower Louisiana. There's an army and a little snippet in Upper Louisiana. So essentially I have to treat that like it's two armies. So we're essentially going in with even forces up top. We're also going in with even forces down below, which is going to be, you know, I personally don't see how it's going to be it's going to be too difficult. I think we're going to have to be, you know, very watchful of what happens up here in the Detroit territory. We're also going to have to be, you know, very acutely in tuned to the going-ons in Europe. Oh, never mind. Okay. Nope. Denmark it seems, is just doing fine. We kind of need them to get conquered by somebody. Sweden would be preferable. Prussia would be a good alternative. Wow, France is really just, like, gone in Europe. Spain is building armies. Wow. Okay. That's concerning. So I mean, I guess Spain is probably going to be my next big mission. Okay, let's end this turn. We're going to move on to the winter of 1821. So I mean, from here, I think the real, you know, what I really need to be in tune to is how Europe is doing, and you know, while I didn't really have to do that early on in the game, now it's become a necessity that I kind of have to, you know, oh, so England is winning a war against Prussia. Maybe I should, you know, divert British troops from, and maybe I have an alliance, maybe I have a trade agreement with Prussia. Maybe I should divert British troops from attacking Prussia by attacking Spain, and getting Britain involved in another war. Maybe I need to stop trading with Britain. Maybe my trade is what is funding their massive armies that are steamrolling over Prussia, or whatever it is. Whatever it ends up being in this whole area, it's going to be there's going to be a lot of fighting, which is going to be tons of fun for you guys. There's going to be, a lot of strategies that I need to come up with, that I need to, enact and bring into effect. Machine rifling. Okay, once again, successful missions all around. Excellent work, gentlemen. Artillery in New York? Oh, yeah, artillery in New York is set. Okay, great, perfect. This army's gonna head down here, so we're not going to make it in time to have a battle in this episode. We've still got to move people places. So next episode, I guess we will start off with we will start by heading over into 1803. I guess it's 1822 now. It'll be 1822 when we start the next episode. I guess there's not really much to do. I mean, I could start recruiting a navy. I could start recruiting more troops. However, we are gaining per turn a good amount of money. So I guess what I kind of need to just be watchful of is the fact that when I go over the border and I hit Upper Louisiana, I have to first hit the farm, then move up, bring up the next army, and then leapfrog it all the way over to Upper Louisiana, because otherwise we're just going to be running. The first army's going to run head on into this. They're going to get intercepted probably around here where the missionary is. And that's going to be what bogs us down in this campaign, is that it's going to be a lot of leapfrogging. It's going to be a lot of, moving one unit up, and then another unit up, and then finally another unit up. Okay, I'm actually going to get him out here, have him start heading down here towards New Spain, if I can. That's actually perfect. So Spain does have, I guess, one unit up here. They've got, nothing built here. Corpus Christi has, nothing's been done to it. El Paso is a church school, and there is no plantation in New Mexico. Okay, well, that is, wow, that's actually kind of concerning. Why is Spain not investing money in building up its own territories? Yikes, okay. From here, I guess the simple solution for us is going to have to be, especially with Virginia, we can move. The Virginian defensive force is very mobile because they have the VMI cadets down here, and they also have the Continental Marines over here in Yorktown. Boston also has Marines, and it also has a full defense force. So their defense force is probably going to be very mobile. New York has a good amount of protection simply because it's got Maine and Boston both with full defense forces. Philadelphia is going to be probably the one defense force that I never move. Never move. Simply because if we lose Philadelphia, they literally split the nation in two. Somebody takes Philadelphia, Maryland, they split the nation in two. So having the Republican Guard down here in Maryland, I'm probably going to start recruiting some of the later elements for this internal defense force. Which I guess the cavalry must come from somewhere else. That's okay. Maybe I have them with someone else's army? Let me look, actually, because this is a little... No, doesn't appear to be... Fourth Continental Light. Yeah, no, I don't... Where is, Okay, hang on, let me look. Because I know for my defense, for my kind of republic, for my presidential guard, Lee's Legion, 2 units of a unit of the 2nd Continental Light Dragoons, and Sheldon's... Oh, okay, so I have recruited pretty much everything. They just need 2 units of light infantry. Wow, okay. So I guess it's actually 2 units of, what were they technically? Where are they? I can either do 2 units of Rangers, or I can do 2 units of Long Riflemen. I'm going to do the 2 units of Long Riflemen up here, recruit them, send them down. We'll have, Annapolis will be probably the best defended it's going to get. As we get into, like, the late 1830s, I'm probably going to start recruiting puckle guns and replacing some artillery with puckle guns. So it's probably just going to be a matter of do we do it sooner or later. But yeah, I'm just going to end this turn here, and then we'll probably end the video, unless France makes some crazy move. Yeah, I mean, unless somebody does something crazy, we're probably going to be just sitting here for a little bit. So, plans for what the next episode is going to look like. Most likely, it'll be, I'll skip ahead, maybe like 2 years to make sure, just to get all of the armies positioned and where we need them to be. I'll do one last ditch effort at purchasing Upper and Lower Louisiana from France. If that fails, next episode will either be a war with France, or it will be us moving into Upper and Lower Louisiana and getting ready for a war with Spain. So, once this turn just ends and we get back to our turn, I'm going to just save, and we'll probably just be looking at, just final remarks. If, there might be a couple of things I might just quick upgrade, but I'm just going to probably end up saving and exiting. So, I guess I'll do, I'll do one effort to buy Upper Louisiana here on camera, because, it's fun to see just what they're rejecting some of the time. Alright. We have... Oh! Well, that's a thing. Okay. Apparently you can have crimpers in this. I'll just do a quick upgrade. No, actually, I won't upgrade. Let's go talk to France. If I can, I'm going to first try to just buy Lower Louisiana. Payment. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, enter. What? That this. No, I'm not giving you the... Goodbye, France. Okay, so, well, that settles it. Next turn will be, next video will be the impending invasion and utter and total destruction of France. Because, fuck you, France. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you next time.